Why did the Prime Minister, why is he so determined to protect the corruption of this minister? The Right Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, the member for Edmonton Centre has left the Cabinet and will focus on defending these allegations. There are Canadians who are watching this circus.
New sordid details about the employment minister's scandal. And yesterday we learned that his company shares a mailing address with an international drug trafficker who's been busted for cocaine not once, but twice. He's been caught out in falsehoods, caught faking Indigenous identity to try to secure government contracts meant for real Indigenous people, and his company is under investigation for 9 fraud-related counts. Why on earth has the Prime Minister not fired this man?
Right.
The Honourable Minister for Employment and Workforce Development.
Mr. Speaker, as I said yesterday, I don't know the person referred to in that article. I've never met that person. It's stated in the article, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Oral questions, questions orales, l'honorable.
The Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
His company address matches the address of a place that...
Employment and Workforce Development.
Mr. Speaker, know the person referred to in today's article. I've never met that person. I've had no dealings with her whatsoever. Those are the facts.
Order.
While his company has the same address as a place that has 2 cocaine busts, he says he doesn't know the person involved in that address either. Does this minister even know who he is?
Mr. Speaker, the article states...
And ask all members, please. There's...
Mr. Speaker, I don't know the person referred to in the article today. I've never met her. I've had no dealings with her whatsoever. The article states that fact, and that is the fact.
Order. Allowed, s'il vous plaît.
Order, please.
On a couple of occasions, I've caught the voice of the Honourable Member from New Westminster Burnaby. I'm going to ask him, please, to not speak when he's not recognised by the House.
Simple question. How does that guy still have his job?
Order. Order.
Mr. Speaker, despite the innuendo, here are the facts. I never met that person in question. Mr.
Order.
And Liberal backbenchers want to know when the Prime Minister is going to fire that cabinet minister.
Mr. Speaker, despite the innuendo, here are the facts. I don't know the person in question. I never met that person in question. Mr. Speaker, those are simply the facts. The article even says that I've never met the person in question. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Liberal minister from Alberta is a fake and a fraud. He said he was not the Randy involved in his company, but we know that there's only one Randy. We know that there's allegations of fraud. Why is it that this Prime Minister just won't fire that minister?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't know the person in the article from today. I've never met the person in the article from today. Those are the facts, Mr.
The Liberal minister from Alberta is a fake and a fraud. He said he was not the Randy involved in his company, but we know that there's only one Randy.
I'm going to ask colleagues. Today we've been skating close to the line in terms... Excuse me, colleagues. I will start my comment again if you would give me the privilege of listening. At several occasions today, we've been skating close to the line in terms of what's acceptable language. The Honourable Member from Leeds-Grenville, I think, has skated over that line and accusing a direct member. Can I ask the Honourable Member to withdraw that comment and start his question from the top, please? I'm not certain if... I was having trouble hearing the member. I don't think I heard the withdraw. If he could withdraw and start again, I'd appreciate it. If members were not to take the floor while a member is being recognized, the speaker will be able to hear the member.
Mr. Speaker, what the member opposite just said is simply not true.
Again, members at the very last possible moment used a word which would not be considered acceptable. Can I just ask the honourable member from Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Island and Rideau Lakes to please withdraw that last word?
Mr. Speaker, what the member opposite said, once again, is not true.
Mr. Speaker, despite the insinuations, I've never met that person in question in today's article. I've never dealt with her. I've never met her. Those are the facts. Editor-in-Chief of Les Affaires said it was obvious he wasn't a journalist. He was uncovered, even though the Prime Minister made many efforts to protect him. When will the Prime Minister fire his fake minister? Mr. Speaker, the statements of that member are false.
À l'ordre, s'il vous plaît.
Order, please.
The minister from Edmonton is a fake and a phony. He said that he was not the Randy.
I'm going to ask, this is a couple of times that I've asked the honourable members. I'm going to ask the honourable members again to remember when they speak directly to members, they have to be, of course, extend to them all the respect that each member, as members, are deserving of. So I'm going to ask the honourable member, please, to rephrase this question and start from the top. I'm going to invite all members to be very judicious in terms of their use of their language in this place. I'm going to encourage all members to be more judicious in their use of their words and referring directly to other members.
Is clarifying that they are false. Mr. Speaker, we have stated that business was not listed as an Indigenous business and it did not receive funding through that program. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Very good.
I'm going to invite ministers and members of the opposition to have their conversations outside and not on over the floor while someone else is speaking or has the microphone. Very clear to the Speaker that everybody got a lot of rest during this last week. Can I ask members, please, once again, don't take the floor unless they're being addressed. I'm going to invite the honourable member from Kamloops, Thompson, Caribou, please, to not take the question or not take the floor unless is recognised by the Speaker. I just want to encourage all members, to remind members to be very careful about what they wear in this House to ensure that it's not considered a prop. I see that the Honourable Minister is rising on a point of order. The Honourable Minister for International Development.
The Honourable Member from Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands and Rideau Lakes, at the conclusion of asking this question, as he was sitting down, called the Minister of Employment and Workforce Development Cocaine Randy. That is extremely unparliamentary. And I ask Mr. Speaker to ask him to withdraw that remark. Thank you very much.
I see that the member from Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands and Rideau Lakes is rising in response to this point of order.
Speaker, I'm sure that I was referring to the other Randy as Cocaine Randy.
I will come back to this House after some further reflection. Member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan is rising on a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to follow up on the point of order raised about pins that members wear in the House. In the past, different positions have been taken with respect.
So I see. I see that the honourable member is trying to make a point that was raised earlier.
Mr. Speaker, the member for Edmonton Centre has left the cabinet and will focus on defending these allegations.